Bet horse racing on DRF Bets. We'll match your first deposit up to $250. Get free expert picks and past performances, plus weekly cash back, all from Daily Racing Form, the most trusted name in horse racing. Dan Illman, Mike Beer, race number 11 at Pimlico on Preakness Saturday is the Grade 3 Maryland Sprint. Let's take a look at this field. It's a pretty salty group of older sprinters going 3/4 of a mile. The very popular number 1 Lakai went over the $800,000 mark in career earnings. This is a Maryland bred who became Damon Dilladovico's first graded stakes winner when winning the DeFrancis Memorial Dash. This horse really likes Pimlico.
He does like Pimlico. He's just a really cool horse, Dad. He's been a good horse for a very long time. It feels like he shows up no matter what in his races, and he ran really well last time.
Talked to Damon earlier this morning. We're filming this on Wednesday. He's a little concerned about the inside post, even though Lakai has won from the rail in the past. I do have to say this as we take a look at the Timeform US pace projector. For a horse that very rarely is on the lead after the first call, Lakai is one of the more underrated breaks in racing. He usually gets out of there real quick.
Yeah, we'll see what kind of trip he can get, and we'll see if this pace is indeed fast. It does feel like there's plenty of speed to his outside, Dan, but he does not need, a forward trip in order to run his best race. He can run from anywhere.
Now let's watch Lakai's most recent race, the Frank Whiteley. This horse had some things go in his favor in this race. One was that the favorite had a very bad trip. He had his heels clipped from behind, and then he bled. 2, this race, you have to remember, was originally scheduled for 7 furlongs at Laurel. It was cut back to Lakai's preferred distance of 6. That being said, Lakai was very game to outduel Lebda late.
Yeah, I thought he ran well in this race. He just chased Lebda all the way around the track and then gunned him down at the end. I like that performance from him. If he gets to go 6 again in this spot, Dan, as you say, he has to break from the rail, but he's a good gate horse. I feel like he's going to fall into a pretty good spot here, and this is a race he can clearly win.
He's as honest as the day is long. The number 2, Yorley Hee-Hoo, was claimed by Brittany Russell, who just wins every race, it seems, in Maryland. 62.5, 4 starts back. Let's watch this horse's performance at Belmont last time out, because popped a career best Beyer speed figure of 95. Now, there's a lot of jostling going around in the stretch, and this horse up the rail has no problems whatsoever.
He got a great ride from Trevor McCarthy here. Not really keeping up on the backstretch, but it was that kind of race, Dan. They raced early. The 1-2 finishers all came from out of it to run 1, 2, 3 here. And those horses that outfinish him at the end, they're both pretty good. So this was a good performance from this horse. We'll see if he can back it up. I can't say I'm his biggest fan, maybe just because he got such a good trip last time. But I'll tell you what, that was a good field at Belmont.
Once Upon a Dream, the number 3 Mucho, is a very talented horse that was just about on the cusp of going on the Kentucky Derby trail. He was second in the Grade 1 hopeful, but he missed the Spring Classics, and he never really panned out. But he was claimed 4 starts back for $80,000, got a win first off the claim. His last couple of races, okay. I wonder if he's just a notch below graded stakes caliber right now.
Yeah, I thought he was too. I mean, this isn't, the strongest field in the world, but I still feel like he's going to have to take some kind of step forward to beat this field. His Commonwealth last time, it wasn't a bad performance, Dan. He took a run at that thing around the turn. He was in contention to about mid-stretch before he flattened out. He ran fine last time, but he's got to do better than that.
Third start off the layoff for the tactical number 4, Frosted Grace. Now, Frosted Grace is very consistent, but as we see from his effort in the Sir Shackleton, he's consistently second, 10 times second in his career from 23 lifetime starts. Let's watch the Sir Shackleton. And Frosted Grace has a big look at this turning into the stretch, Mike. Couple of nice horses run him down late.
Yeah, they do, but he's got no real excuse here, Dan. He takes over. He's clear past the 8th pole. It's not like these 2 horses on the outside are finishing full a run here. They're just going to get by him at the end. This isn't a great loss. You have, obviously give him a pass for the race 2 back where he was in against Mischievous Alex. But still, he only settled for second that day, too. He's just hard to like on top.
We saw the expected hot pace projected by Timeform US. It's possible, however, that the 5-strike power is the speed of the speed. And when he feels good on the lead, he's capable of running triple-digit Beyer speed figures as he did 2 starts back. Now, last time out in the Count Fleet, he battled for the early lead against 2 horses that are just better than he is, CZ Rocket and Whitmore. That being said, I'm not sure 7-2 is great value on Strike Power if the pace is very fast. He's certainly capable of winning.
He is. This is a horse who I've never been a big fan of, but he has plenty of races that would make him tough. And we talked about him a little bit heading into that Count Fleet, Dan, because his win 2 back, at least in my opinion, he showed a little bit of a new dimension there where he actually fought when horses came for him. And it looked like he could have lost, but he fought back because he'd been a little bit faint-hearted, I thought, prior to that. So he ran well 2 back. He was in way too tough last time. He can make the lead in here. There are things to like.
The 6, 3's over Deuces. He's been a hard hitter on this circuit for a while, but he's another one. Has a little bit of seconditis. Now he'll go better than what he did last time out at Pimlico 16 days ago. It was his first start off of a lengthy layoff. He fell far behind. He passed some tired horses. I'm assuming the connections were using it as a prep. He'll get the right pace set up here. Just not sure he's good enough.
Yeah, I couldn't talk myself into him either. I don't care about his last race at all, off the layoff, going 5 and just getting out sprinted. This is a better distance for him. I just don't know if it's a better spot.
Take a look at these Beyer speed figures for the 7, Breezy Gust, 97, 94, 96 coming into this race. He fits and he should be a good price under Joel Rosario. Let's watch his last race going 7 in the Page McKenney handicap, and he's lugging 127 pounds against fellow Pennsylvania breds. He's got the lead in mid-stretch, Mike, maybe the distance a little bit too far. I think he needs to win this race if he's going to beat these kind of horses, but he still has some upside.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it seems like he's just kind of improved out of nowhere for this trainer. I'll tell you what, I thought he ran fine last time, Dan. He didn't break that sharply from the gate. He made the lead in the stretch. You saw he wouldn't change leads there. That feels like that's what he does every time. But the 1-2 finishes of that race are not bad at all. Those are 2 pretty good horses.
Special Reserve, the number 8, was claimed for $40,000 by the great Michael Maker 3 starts back. Look what Maker did second off the claim. The grade 3 Commonwealth, he's 10-1. Really nice ride here. Put this horse on the lead. Pace wasn't especially fast, and Special Reserve fights all the way down to the wire. Just takes a better horse to beat him. That's Flagstaff, who, of course, came back to win the Grade 1 Churchill Downs Stakes. He's one of the premier sprinters in the country. Special Reserve can lead. He can rate. He's a factor.
Yeah, he can. He's another horse who kind of has improved out of nowhere in his recent starts, but I thought he ran well in this race, Dan. Made his way to the lead, but Flagstaff actually made him race a little bit early just to get there, and then he took on 2 big challenges around the turn. He fought those horses off. He couldn't withstand the big favorite late, but I thought he ran well last time.
Big long shots up next. The 9, War Toxin, a horse that's probably just hoping for a big fast pace, a pace collapse, and for some things to go his way. Let's watch War Toxin's last race at Parks, where he got the better of Peanut Butter Special.
He got the right trip in this race. He's going to get up the inside and win it fairly comfortably at the end. Obviously, just a repeat of this performance will get him nothing against this field. You go back 3 and 4 starts on his card, then he got dusted by Breezy Gust.
Lebda, the number 10. We saw his video in the Whiteley when Lakai got him late in that race. Now, I'm a big Lakai fan, but I needed Lebda that day like I needed oxygen. And many people that watch these videos don't think I need oxygen when noting the paleness of my skin. But Lebda at the end of the day ran very well. He seems to be improving, and I don't think he needs the lead. Maybe he can fall into a right trip. I kind of like him a little better at 7/8.
Yeah, he does seem like a horse who maybe would be a little bit better going a little bit longer than this. He ran fine last time, though. I like the ride that he got. Maybe you're right that he's better if they sit a little bit, but I like the ride he got last time. Then they went aggressively. He was very game through the stretch. He got collared late and settled for second, but I thought he ran fine.
Here's Whitmore's stablemate, the number 11, 7 Nation Army, shipping up from Oaklawn Park, where he scored last time out. Let's watch that race. Like that he was able to stay close to a more moderate pace. He's adaptable to the scenario. He'll come from farther back in all likelihood on Saturday. Very game to win this race, but he is stepping back up in class.
Yeah, he's got something to prove against a field like this, I guess, but he is very consistent. He's got a figure or 2 that would put him pretty close in this race. He is another horse, though, that likes to race forward, Dan. I don't know how that's going to work out in this field.
Let's take a look at our top picks for the Grade 3 Maryland Sprint. It's a wide open race. Special Reserve, Maker claimed him, got the win, got the graded stakes placing. Looks like he's coming into this race in fine form.
Yeah, I like his recent form. I thought he ran really well last time. I don't believe that he's a horse who has to be on the lead, Dan, so I'm hoping that Irad can work something out for this horse. I thought this race was really, really tough, and if he's going to be around that morning line price, I could take a shot with this horse.
Little concerned with the one Lakai, also Lasix off again. Didn't run up to par without Lasix 2 starts back. When they get older, you never know. He's just a hard hitter, and I think with a lot of different ways to go, maybe he gets lost in the shuffle just a bit. 17511 for me, 8715 for Mike. This is a really good edition of the Grade 3 Maryland Sprint Stakes. Best of luck.